Alright, now we've had a drink of water, and we're going to continue Chapter 5, The Steward and the King. Over the city of Gondor, doubt and great dread had hung. Fair weather and clear sun had seemed but a mockery to men, whose days had held little hope, and who looked each morning for news of doom. Their lord was dead and burned. Dead lay the king of Rohan in their citadel. And the new king that had come to them in the night was gone again to a war with powers too dark and terrible for any might or valor to conquer, and no news came. After the host left Morgul Vale and took the northward road, beneath the shadow of the mountains no messenger had returned, nor any rumor of what was passing in the brooding east. When the captains were but 2 days ago that Lady Eowyn bade the woman who tended her to bring her raiment, and she would not be gainsaid, but rose, and when they had clothed her, and set her arm in a sling of linen, she went to the warden of the houses of healing. Sir, she said, I am in great unrest, and I cannot lie longer in sloth. So, for those of you who missed it, Lady Eowyn is one of the very few female characters in The Lord of the Rings. Not only that, she is a princess, and she dressed in drag in order to go to battle with her brother, even though everybody told her not to. And she was brave. She was almost killed by the dragon.
That was a giant featherless.
I mean, the giant featherless beast that was like a dragon, but wasn't.
It was a bird.
It was a bad bird.
And it was foul smelling.
And it was very foul smelling. And then when it died, it kind of fell on top of her and crushed her. That's why her arm is broken. Lady, he answered, you are not yet healed, and I was commanded to tend you with especial care. You should not have risen from your bed for 7 days yet, or so I was bidden. I beg you to go back. I am healed, she said, healed at least in body, save my left arm only, and that is at ease. But I shall sicken anew if there is naught that I can do. Are there no tidings of war? The women can tell me nothing. There are no tidings, said the warden, save that the lords have ridden to Morgul Vale, and men say that the new captain out of the north is their chief. A great lord is that, and a healer, and it is a thing. It is a thing passing strange to me that the healing hand should also wield the sword. It is not thus in Gondor now, though once it was so, if old tales be true. But for long years, we healers have only sought to patch the rents made by the men of swords. Though we should still have enough to do without them, the world is full of enough hurts and mischances without wars to multiply them. It needs but one foe to breed a war, not two, Master Warden, answered Eowyn, and those who have not swords can still die upon them. Would you have the folk of Gondor gather you herbs only when the Dark Lord gathers armies? And it is not always good to be healed in body, nor is it always evil to die in battle, even in bitter pain. Were I permitted in this dark hour, I would choose the latter. The warden looked at her. Tall she stood there, her eyes bright in her white face, her hand clenched as she turned and gazed out of his window, the turret open to the east. She said she would rather have been dead in battle.
Why?
Why? I think she doesn't like sitting around at home. After a pause, she turned to him again. Is there no deed to do, she said. Who commands in this city? I do not rightly know, he answered. Such things are not my care. There is a marshal over the riders of Rohan, and the Lord Herod, I am told, commands the men of Gondor, but the Lord Faramir is by the right the steward of the city. Where can I find him? In this house, lady. He was sorely hurt, but is now set again on the way to health. But I do not know. Will you not bring me to him? Then you will know. The Lord Faramir walking alone in the garden of the houses of healing, and the sunlight warmed him, and he felt life run anew in his veins, but his heart was heavy, and he looked out over the walls eastward. And coming, the warden spoke his name, and he turned and saw the lady, Eowyn of Rohan, and he was moved with pity, for he saw that she was hurt, and his clear sight perceived her sorrow and unrest. What?
Who saw?
Faramir. My lord, said the warden, here is the lady Eowyn of Rohan. She rode with the king, most sorely hurt, and dwells now in my keeping, but she is not content, and she wishes to speak to the steward of the city. Do not misunderstand him, lord, said Eowyn. It is not lack of care that grieves me. No houses could be fairer for those who desire to be healed, but I cannot lie in sloth, idle cave. I look for death in battle, but I had not died, and battle battle still goes on. Lay on.
What?
I look for death in battle.
I don't.
I don't either. At a sign from Faramir, the warden bowed and departed. What would you have me do, lady? Said Faramir. I also am a prisoner of the healers. He looked at her, and being a man in pity, deeply stirred, it seemed to him that her loveliness amid her grief would pierce his heart.
Prisoner?
Well, he's not allowed to leave the hospital until he gets better.
Oh.
What do you think about this, Leon? Her loveliness amid her grief would pierce his heart? Do you think he likes her?
Yeah.
And she looked at him and saw the grave tenderness in his eyes, and yet knew, for she was bred among men of war, that here was one whom no rider of the mark would outmatch in battle. Do you think she likes him?
Probably.
What do you wish, he said again. If it lies in my power, I will do it. I would have you command this warden and bid him let me go, she said. But though her words were still proud, her heart faltered, and for the first time she doubted herself. She guessed that this tall man, both stern and gentle, might think her merely wayward, like a child who has not the firmness of mind to go on with adult task to the end. I myself am in the warden's keeping, answered Faramir. Nor have I yet taken up my authority in the city, but had I done so, I should still listen to his counsel. I do not cross his will in matters of his craft, unless in some great need. But I do not desire healing, she said. I wish to ride to war like my brother Eomer, or better, like Theoden the king, for he died in his both honor and peace. It is too late, lady, to follow the captains, even if you had the strength at Faramir. But death in battle may come to all of us yet, willing or unwilling. You will be better prepared to face it in your own manner. And while there is still time, do as the healer commanded. You and I, we must endure with patience the hours of waiting. She did not answer, but he looked at her. As he looked at her, it seemed to him that something in her softened, as though bitter frost were yielding at the first faint presage of spring. A tear sprang in her eye and fell on her cheek, a glistening raindrop. Her proud head drooped a little, then quietly, more as if speaking to herself than to him. The healers would have me lie but 7 days yet, she said. My window does not look eastward. Her voice was now that of a maiden young and sad. Faramir smiled, though his heart was filled with pity. Your window does not look eastward, he said. It can be amended, and this I will command the warden. You will stay in this house, in our care, lady. Take your rest, then you shall walk in this garden in the sun, as you will. And you shall look east, whither all our hopes have gone. And here you will find me, walking and waiting, and also looking east. It would ease my care if you would speak to me, or walk at whiles with me. Yikes. Then she raised her head and looked at him in the eyes again, and a color came in her pale face. How should I ease your care, my lord, she said. And I do not desire the speech of living men. Would you have my plain answer, he said. I would. But Eowyn of Rohan, I say to you that you are beautiful. In the uh-oh. Leon.
What?
He's making sweet talks to her. I say to you that you are beautiful. In the valleys of our hills there are flowers fair and bright, and maidens fairer still. But neither flower nor lady have I seen till now in Gondor so lovely, and so sorrowful. It may be that only a few days are left ere darkness falls upon our world, and when it comes I hope to face it steadily, but it would ease my heart if while the sun yet shines I could see you still. For you and I have both passed under the wings of the shadow, and the same hand drew us back.
We're right.
Uh-oh. Alas, not me, lord, she said. Shadow lies on me still. Look not to me for healing. I am a shield maiden, and my hand is ungentle. But I thank you for this at least, that I need not keep to my chamber. I will walk abroad by the grace of the steward of the city. And she did him a courtesy and walked back to the house, but Faramir for a long while walked alone in the garden, and his glance now strayed rather to the house than to the eastward walls. I think she told him to never mind. When he returned to his chamber, he called for the warden and heard all that he could tell of the Lady Rohan. But I doubt not, lord, said the warden, that you will learn more than from the halfling that is with us, for he was in the riding of the king, and with the lady at the inn, they say. And so Merry was sent to Faramir, and while that day lasted, they talked long together, and Faramir learned much, more even than Merry put into words, and he thought that he understood now something of the grief and unrest of Eowyn and Rohan. And in that fair evening, Faramir and Merry walked in the garden, but she did not come. But in the morning, as Faramir came from the houses, he saw her as she stood upon the walls, and she was clad all in white and gleamed in the sun. And he called to her, and she came down, and they walked on the grass or sat under a green tree together, now in silence, now in speech, and each day after they did it likewise. And the warden, looking from his window, was glad in heart, for he was a healer, and his care was lightened. And certain it was, heavy as was the dread and foreboding of those days upon the hearts of men, still these two of his chargers prospered and grew daily in strength. And so the 5th day came, since the lady Eowyn went first to Faramir, and they stood now together once more upon the walls of the city and looked out. No tidings had yet come, and all hearts were darkened. The weather too was bright no longer. It was cold. A wind that had sprung up in the night was blowing now keenly from the north. It was rising. The lands about looked grey and clear. We were clad in warm raiment and heavy cloaks, and over all the Lady Eowyn wore a great blue mantle of this colour of a deep summer night, and it was set with silver stars about him and throat. Faramir had sent for this robe and had wrapped it about her, and he thought that she looked fair and queenly indeed as she stood there at his side. Do you think he's having bad thoughts?
Yeah.
The mantle was wrapped for his mother. He's giving her his mother's clothes. Findulios of Amroth, who died untimely, was to him but a memory of loveliness in 4 days and of his first grief, and her robe seemed to him raiment fit for the beauty and sadness of Eowyn. But she now shivered beneath the starry mountain, and she looked northward above the grey heather lands, into the eye of the cold wind, where far away the sky was hard and clear. What do you look for, Eowyn? Said Faramir. Does not the black gate lie yonder? Said she. And must he not now be come hither? It is 7 days since he rode away. 7 days, said Faramir. Think not ill of me, if I say to you, they brought me both a joy and a pain that I never thought to know. Joy to see you, pain because now the fear and doubt of this evil time are grown dark and deep. Eowyn, I would not have this world end now, or lose so soon. What I have found. Lose what you have found, Lord, she answered. But she looked at him gravely, and her eyes were kind. I know not what in these days you have found that you could lose. But come, my friend, let us not speak of it. Let us not speak at all. I stand upon some dreadful brink, and it is utterly dark in the abyss before my feet. But whether there is any light behind me, I cannot tell, for I cannot turn yet. I wait for some stroke of doom. Yes, we wait for the stroke of doom, said Faramir. And they said no more, and it seemed to them as they stood upon the wall that the wind died, and the light failed, and the sun was bleared, and all sounds in the city or in the lands about were hushed. Neither wind, nor voice, nor bird call, nor rustle or leaf, nor their own breath could be heard. The very beatings of their hearts was stilled, time halted, and as they stood so, their hands met and clasped, though they did not know it, and still they waited for they knew not what. Then presently it seemed to them that above the ridges of the distant mountains another vast mountain of darkness rose, towering up like a wave that should engulf the world, and about it lightnings flickered, and then a tremor ran through the earth, and they felt the walls of the city quiver. A sound like a sigh went up from all the lands about them, and their hearts beat suddenly again. It reminds me of Numenor, said Faramir. I wondered to hear himself speak. Will you get mother's water, please? Of Numenor, said Eowyn. Yes, said Faramir, of the land of Westerness that found her, and of the great dark wave climbing over the green lands and above the hills, and coming on darkness unescapable. I often dream of it. Then you think that the darkness is coming to Eowyn? Darkness unescapable? And suddenly she drew close to him. No, said Faramir, looking into her face. It was but a picture in the mind. I do not know what is happening. The reason of my waking mind tells me that great evil has befallen, and we stand at the end of days. But my heart says nay, and all my limbs are light. In the kitchen, and hope and joy are come to me that no reason can deny. Eowyn, Eowyn, white lady of Rohan, in this hour I do not believe that any darkness will endure. And he stooped and kissed her. Wow. Do you know what the brow is, darling?
My eyebrow?
Mm-hmm. He kissed her on her forehead. And now we must find the power adapter, so we'll pause here.